right, back on another Friday, ready for this breakdown. I need to start doing these videos a little bit earlier in the week. Not gonna lie, last minute is what it is though. Got a pretty good event, pretty decent event. It's not, you know what I mean? I like it. I like it. I wouldn't say I like it better than other fight nights from this year already, but it's not bad. It's really not that bad. I don't think it's one that, I would just intentionally miss. I mean, I watch them all, but you know what I mean. It could have been one that I could have forgot about though. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, the breakdown for, the fight night, Emmett versus Murphy. We're gonna start with the prelims like we always do, but we'll get back to that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know these first up until here. So, we're gonna move on here. You know what I mean? Because I'm not about to give a take, and I have no idea who these people are. I have a feeling I've seen some of these people fight. You see, and here's another thing. I just need to do more research. I'll be waiting till the last minute, bruh. Long work week this week. But anyways, I do know Daniel Frunza, right? I believe was he Contender Series? I believe that's where I seen him. You know, see, I wouldn't even bet. I'm not gonna make that take. Whoops, I'm not gonna make that take. Jesus, my bad, yo, my bad. I'm rusty. I'm tired right now. I'm tired. Not even gonna lie. I am not doing the prelims for this video because I'm not about to give takes where I don't know what I'm talking about, bro. I can't do that. I can't fake it. I should have did the research, but I didn't. All right, it's on me. So this is gonna be a shorter video. And I'm not cutting any of this. I'm not editing. I'm not editing it. All right, it is what it is. But so if I just wasted your time, that's tough. Anyways, let's start. First fight in the main card, which is kind of fire. Therese Finney gets his debut on main card. Contender series guy. He had a fight like 3 times, I think. The first 2 times, or yeah, first 2 times. He still won, but the killer instinct, I guess, wasn't there. Then Danny didn't see what he liked or see what he wanted, so you know that's that. But wrestler, you know what I mean, uses his strength, uses his body. Short for middleweight division. I mean, short, like it's like DC and heavyweight, like, but even like smaller. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, his wrestling, his grappling makes up for that. I don't know how he does against the top of the division, like top 15. I don't know how he does against those type of guys, but this is why he's here. He's here to show us. I feel like just kind of like the way he fights and his height is the real, I think, bad thing for him, I guess, in this weight division when he gets to that like top 15. But for now, this is where he's making his debut against Robert Valentine, um, Switzerland guy. I'm gonna take Terrazzo. I think it's gonna be a little bit of maybe a rough first round for him, but I think eventually he's gonna grind out one of those takedowns, and I think maybe for the next 2 rounds after that, it's gonna be a lot of the same of him kind of getting him down, getting him against the cage, and his ground and pound. Maybe he can get the finish on the ground. I don't really know that. I don't think so. Different level of competition, when you actually step foot in the octagon under the UFC banner rather than Dana White Contender Series. So, although I love the Contender Series and those guys, they always kind of fight. I'm gonna take Torres Finney by decision though. I think he's into a bad decision. Another Contender Series guy over here from last season, I think. Yeah, Odie Osborne. I believe his last fight was the spear against Rolly or Ronaldo. Whoa, Rolly boxing. Boxing's on my brain. Ronaldo though. Yeah, I'm going with another contender series guy. If you watch all my other videos, I normally always go with them, especially from last season. I don't know. It's like you just want to see them succeed. Yeah, good hands on him though. Good hands. I don't think Odie's gonna be able to really stand in there too long with those sort of hands, but kind of looks like John Lineker a little bit. I'm keeping that one short though. Brad Tavares, Vet versus Gerald Mershart. Um, I actually seen a lot of people making jokes about this fight. I think it may go to decision though. Or Tavares can get the finish, possibly. Tavares is definitely not a slouch. He just loses to the guys up and coming normally. That's just from my opinion. But Gerald, Gerald's a vet too. I just think on the feet, Tavares is gonna be better, more crisp. Maybe Gerald will try to wrestle. I think Tavares can edge out a decision. I'll say a decision. I can see a finish though too. Also, I can see him catching Mershart, kind of like getting that spark back until he fights like some killer coming up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if one of them lose and Therese wins, Therese gets one of them, the loser or the winner. Who knows? All right. Cortavius Romius versus Chang Ho Lee. Shit. No, all right. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So this is one of those where contender series guy from the previous season. I want to see him win, but I'm not gonna lie. This is one of those where I think he's not gonna win. I don't think Octavius is gonna win. I would love to see it, but I think Holy is pretty decent, and also just from Romius, I feel like he's good all around, but it's just I don't know. This is one of those where I'm excited to see because this is a good fight. I feel like this is a good matchup. We're gonna see like I wouldn't say the highest level, but pretty high level stuff. But I'm gonna take Chang Holy. Um, maybe by finish. I hope not, but I think by finish, possibly. Berto, Berto, my bad. That's Savage from what I remember. Yeah, now I'm starting to remember. Pat Sabatini. Um, you know, I gotta go Brito. Um, he's savage. Obviously, he lost his last fight, but I don't know. And also, to be fair, Pat Sabatini, I haven't watched enough on him, so this is one of those biased takes. Co-main event's crazy though, kind of. Like I feel like, well, I don't know who else they would have put co-main event, so I guess it ain't that crazy. But that's gonna be a banger though. I think, like for real, actually, they could possibly win fight of the night if this doesn't, which I don't really think it will, but who knows? You never know. Main event time: Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy. Um, so obviously we all know about Josh Emmett. That power is crazy, especially for that division. But Lerone Murphy is sharp, so I do think he's gonna skate away for a decision. But obviously, wouldn't be surprised if he could just stay away, kind of circle away from that power. I could see Emmett maybe trying to grapple just a little bit, just enough to try like open up so his big shots like to get Lerone thinking. But I think Lerone is just much more sharp, hot streak, momentum. Um, yeah, I think that's really it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, if you've been watching my videos, my predictions are almost spot on, almost every week. Like literally, like I just need to become a better man. Like I don't get it, but you know, that's been that. That's been that. I'm excited for 314. Unfortunately, Pradas and Neil isn't on it, but we got Pradas and Gary now, so that's about to be crazy. I'm excited for that one. I'm actually really excited for that one. You know, the fighting nerds in general taking over. Ian Gary had such a one of my favorite fights I ever watched. Like him and Shavkat. Like that was a I don't know. I loved how high level that was. I feel like those are the two best in that division. Even better than Bilal. But the Bilal's a good wrestler though. I give him that. Very good. But yeah, other than that, you know, that's really it. Next video, I'm probably gonna upload a little mock draft here for all my football fans. But other than that, yeah, I got a gaming channel now, Gamer Jodan. You know what I'm saying? You can check that out if you want. But if you don't care about that sort of thing, you just here for MMA and sports and whatnot, stick around. I'm gonna be uploading more videos. I'm gonna be more consistent now. I can't wait for the UFC 314 next week though. April is big for combat sports. There is some boxing events I might do a breakdown on because April stacked for events. WrestleMania is also this. If you're a WWE fan, WrestleMania, bro, I might have. I watch WWE, bro, every week, all week. Friday Night SmackDown starts. I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I just haven't really found a place on the channel for or a good like thing to stay consistent like how I do with this. And I'm yapping right now for this video because it is what it is. But if you're interested in that sort of thing, leave a like, comment, subscribe, especially if you stay this far into this and listen to me talk like this. So, yeah. But anyways, I appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.